Hello, Homestead. How you doing? Hope everybody is well and getting used to this new life we have, and that you have been diving deep into the remote learning. So this is the end of the first week of remote learning. So hope everything's gone well. I do have some information for you, so I'm going to share my screen with you, and so you can see, go through a little PowerPoint. It is in Spanish and um, and Chinese, so hopefully you can follow along as you go. So again, today is Friday, March 27th. We do hope that you and your family are doing as well as possible, that you're able to stay at home, you've got all the supplies you need, and you're able to stay healthy and keep yourself occupied. I'm sure you may have heard this already, but our campus is definitely closed through May 1st. And so that announcement came out yesterday. What that means is there are people here on campus, but we do prefer that the campus be closed, and that we don't have people coming on campus all the time. So please don't just stop by campus, and especially please don't come in and use any of the fields. We have been trying to get everything clean, keep everything, um, you know, virus free and germ free, or whatever you want to call it, while our students are away, and this extra time will help us do that. But we keep having people come on campus, running around on campus and sitting in tables, or going on the camp, going onto the fields, and so that's just not, that's kind of counterproductive. So if that's any of you guys, please stay off the campus unless you have official business and you've made an appointment. One good piece of news, because the extension is now to May 1st, spring break is going to be the original week that it always has been, which is April 13th through April 17th. That may be a bit of a bummer now because you're not actually traveling anywhere, but you will at least know that from Homestead, that'll be a break for students and staff. There is some conversation that we might be open for food service, but we're still waiting to hear final word about that, and we'll let you know more as we hear. But again, staff will be not at work, even though they're home right now working remotely. They will not be working remotely during that time. We hope that you guys also get a break and some rest and relaxation as well. Like I said, there are a few of us here on campus. Like, there's administrators, there's custodians, there's our food service, and there's a handful of office and IT staff. Uh, just about, I mean, the rest of the staff should be at home and either working remotely or on call. So if you want to definitely get a hold of somebody, you should be able to. Just like before, use our district email. If you send an email to them, they should get back to you within 24 hours. And most of them are going to get back to you sooner than that, because they're sitting around waiting for emails and doing other jobs virtually. So they will be around for that. So again, even though the campus is closed, we, the school, are open in a variety of ways. But the best way to get a hold of us is through email. By now, you hopefully have been getting lots of emails from your teachers. They should have already received work. There should be some expectations about where to go find that work. Where do you log in for Zoom or Google Hangout or Google Classroom or whatever you want to call it? I know that we're using a variety of different platforms, but we definitely want to make sure that we have given that information out to everybody. So you might want to try and find some organizational tools that would help put all your links in one particular place. Maybe on your schedules, you say where you're hanging out. And one of the reasons why people ask, why are we using so many different platforms? One, because we have a variety of different platforms that we're able to use. Some people are more comfortable with one than the other. And so we thought it would be easier to get things going for people to go with what they know best. So, I know that has created a little bit of questions and confusion on the other end in terms of being able to, where am I supposed to log in? Is it Google? Is it Zoom? I understand that's a bit confusing right now, but I'm sure as the routine gets going, it will get better. And again, maybe you make some organizational tasks where you have that on a calendar. But again, that was the reason why I went to that direction. I've also got some questions about, well, how much work should my kid be doing? We have asked our teachers to plan for 90 to 120 minutes worth of work per class per week. So your class meets one time a week. So for that one time that your first period meets, expect 90 to 120 minutes of work. And that's a combination of sort of online check-in time and or out of class work. So, some teachers are using Zoom and they're doing 30, 40, 50 minutes of a Zoom. Others are hardly touching Zoom, but they're sending you things through Google Classroom. So again, if you're on Zoom for 5 minutes, you should have an expectation that there's about another 85 to 115 minutes of work out there, or vice versa. If you're on Zoom for an hour, then you should expect about another 30 to 60 minutes of work coming to you out there. So that's at least, and again, that's an average, right? Some people might work faster, some people might work slower. That's where we're starting. And I know that some teachers are starting kind of slowly to make sure that students are able to handle that workload. But that's about what we're asking folks to do and what you should be expecting from your kids. You should know, and you may have heard this, that we are taking attendance. We're looking at doing that by either that you've completed some work, you've checked in virtually somehow. That could be an email, that could be a Zoom, that could be a whatever, or both. Some teachers are requiring both. They want you to finish some work and then check into a class time. So if you do none of those things, you will be marked absent. And then our auto dialer should be working, although I heard there were some issues with that and it wasn't working correctly. But you should start receiving calls from the auto dialer by next week. We are also calling home, a real person is calling your home to try and see if your kid has been missing more than a couple of classes. We want to make sure they aren't falling too far behind or they don't have technology issues that are making it hard. But please know that we are taking attendance because the state is still requiring that we do so. We have been using a lot of tech. And so again, if you're having any tech issues, your computer isn't working, you can't figure out how to log in or whatever, use our student tech help ticket there. It's on our website. If you go onto the student portal, you'll see it. Click on it, and then I'll send an email to one of our IT guys, and they can try and help you out. Obviously, we can't help you fix your computer, but we might be able to give you some suggestions if there's something that's not quite set right, or if your internet is slow, we won't necessarily be able to give you any faster internet, but they might be able to give you some suggestions and some ideas. Or if in the end, we've been able to get people some Chromebooks if they need that. So. Moving on, again, we are serving food to students. And so all you got to do is come drive through the Horseshoe any day, Monday through Friday, between 10:30 and 12. Just put up your number of fingers of kids that you have, 1 kid, 3 kids, 7 kids, whatever it is. And then we will get you 2 bags. One will have a lunch for today and a breakfast for tomorrow. So if you put up 3 fingers, you will get 6 bags. Again, we've been serving a lot of meals. We've served anywhere from as low as 90 to today, up to today. We served almost like 350 meals today. So it does get busier towards the end. So understanding that if you want to come a little bit earlier, or we're usually slower between 10:30 and 11. So that might be an easy thing if you're trying just to not be around as many people. But what happens is you drive up, you put your order in, we put the food on a table. You have to jump out and grab it. We're not allowed to hand it to you. That's an extra layer of social distancing that we're trying to put in there. So understand it's not because we're trying to make you work harder. It's just because that's the rules we've been given. But please come by and get some food if you need some. And finally, in the end here, again, we hope that everybody is staying safe. Make sure that you're staying inside. You're not being in numbers larger than 10. We're hearing some stories of people saying, oh, let's all get together and study, or let's all go get together and go get a coffee. Please don't do that. Please stay together, do Zoom and make a Zoom coffee hangout or a FaceTime study session or something like that. Please make sure you're washing your hands. Please make sure that you're just being careful for not only yourself, but all the others that are out there. Again, we don't know how much longer this is going to go, although we know it's until May 1st. And so we want to make sure that we're flattening out that curve of people getting positive tests. Santa Clara County is a hot spot. So again, be good out there, because you not only might help you, it might help your family members, it might help others. So take care, everybody, and we'll probably do this again next week. So if you have any questions, feel free to email the school. Take care.